Hey, Jonathan, could you do me a favor? Put this in the Discord and go ahead and just copy that and let everybody know. Just go through all the Discord rooms and just say, here's part 2. I can't multitask with everything I'm going on. I think we got a hiccup in the system here. I don't know what happened. Sorry about that, guys. If I lost you there real quick, go back and listen to part. It's not another one. It's just part 2. Like I'm telling you, man, we're going to start seeing. See, this is the kind of stuff that makes me believe we're going to see some shit that if you guys are trying to buy the bottom of the crypto market, give it up, because when the damn internet's being sketchy like this, I'm with Mediacom and they've never been good, but we're going to see these interruptions, which I don't give a damn whether you think you're going to buy the bottom of the market or not. You got a lot of things conspiring against you to be able to pull that miracle off. So need to get your orders in, or just make a buy now, or before there's a real problem, because I don't like your odds to be able to jump in on a group buy, or when everybody's hitting the door all at once. It's not looking good. So I asked Jonathan to do this, but if you guys would make sure that all the chat rooms and all the telegrams and stuff like that, let them know I'm doing a second broadcast. So sorry about that. It might have been a Mediacom thing. I don't know what's going on with that, but I'll wait for some people to kind of get in here. For you guys that are grabbing me for the first time or just having this broadcast come up, we just had an interruption in part 1 of today's Crypto Treehouse. So again, my name is Red Baron. I'm from FibbyCharts.com and the UnfairAdvantage.chat, which is our free crypto group. Go ahead and join us. We'd love to have you. There's no charge to be a part of the UnfairAdvantage.chat. Just go ahead and click that link, and you can do that in the description as well if you need an actual link to click on, and just join that. You'll see an invite from Red Baron. That's me. Join our Discord, and we'll be happy to have you be a part of what we're doing. So let's wait everybody to get back in here so I can kind of go back. I was so rudely interrupted. I don't have a whole lot to say here at the end, back part of this. We're just going to run through a few coins. I'm going to call it a day. Now, tonight, being Thursday, I just realized the day, we are going to be doing a crypto chat with XRP Patty, or Patty XRP. I don't know which way he goes with that. So tonight, we're going to actually do a third broadcast, or two parts to one and one part of one tonight here. Hopefully won't have broadcast issues tonight, but we're going to be doing that. We're going to be discussing some XRP issues, because he's all about XRP too, and look for that at our regularly scheduled time, about 7 p.m. Chicagoland time. That would be about 8 hours from now, just for you guys that are clocking this. I've got 11:17 a.m. Chicago time right now. Hey, Flem, could you repost everybody, let them all know in Discord that we're rebroadcasting again? This is just damned infuriating when I do this. So, technology is supposed to make life easier. Not working out for me too well. All right. XRP store credit card. Don't know about that, but the Amazon thing recently, see, this is the funny thing. I'll just go ahead and just kind of riff here while I wait for everybody to come back in. So, a lot of this stuff, this news that's coming on, no, I was about to go over ADA when they rudely interrupted me, so I will be doing that. That's next up. I'll cover that. I'm waiting for some people to kind of file back in here. Apologize for that. We just dropped our live stream, and I'm talking to myself like I normally do, so I don't know the difference, but it kind of... yeah. It's okay to talk to yourself. Just never catch yourself saying, huh? And I was. So, anyway, I'll cover ADA here in just a second. So the point I was going to make with Cardano, have a theory, and it's not a theory because you guys who know me and know what I do. I travel all over the world and stuff, and I spend a great amount of time in Africa. So I see what's going on in Africa, and I've said this many times. What you think you know about Africa. Trust me, you don't know. You don't know unless you've been there. You don't know what how smart those people are, how technologically savvy those people are. I mean, you're thinking of a Sally Struthers infomercial begging you for money while kids with flies around there. Yeah, they have that, but they also got a lot of highly technical stuff going on. Why do you think these Nigerian scammers are so good at what they do? Because they're technological people. They know they can pull this off because they have that understanding. Granted, their surroundings aren't, their offices, their buildings aren't as snazzy as ours, but trust me, these people are extremely technically savvy, and Kenyans are too. So, and again, you've heard me talk about M-Pesa, which is their phone payment thing. That was invented 1 year after Bitcoin came. And they already are living digitally, paying digitally, going grocery shopping, paying for Uber, paying for rent, paying for electricity, digitally. They don't carry money. You can, but very few people. They look at you the way that, when you try to pay with a credit card, they look at you like you're paying with a traveler's check in 2021. Seriously, I really hadn't really. I'll tell you a little story while I'm waiting for everybody to file back into the chat. So, been back and forth to Kenya, trying to bring my sweet little girlfriend at the time over, and not happening. We were together for 18 months, and thank you. I could get onto a rant talking about embassies, and I might, but embassies are a complete, absolute, utter joke. These people. Let me tell 3 stories at once here. So, as far as Africa, here's what I want to say about Cardano, and I'll start ranting about the embassy here in a minute. Cardano is an African coin, and what do I mean by that? I mean, does anybody wonder why Cardano decided to go to Africa before getting serious over here in America? Because that's where the technology, that's the hotbed, that's the incubator right now. And so, it's stupid. Charles isn't stupid. He went over there because he knows that's where he should be. God bless him. He made a very smart move. So they're going to come roaring back to our shores. Once we go, this crypto thing's kind of cool. No shit. Africa is going to adopt the crap out of this. So now what's going, and the same goes for Electronium. The same goes for Dent. Why are these things blasting off? I'll tell you why. Nobody on YouTube will tell you this, but I will because I've been there. Put my feet in the red clay. I know. I've walked on the red dirt in Africa. I know. So this is my area of expertise. I've seen it, touched it, used it. I know exactly why this is blowing up right now. Because the World Economic Forum that just happened, got delayed, whatever actually happened with that. You must understand the broader narrative. What is the broader narrative, Baron? Well, it's this. They are trying to take us first worlders down a notch or two, and they're trying to bring the third world up a peg or two. Now, in so doing that, I can't tell you what has happened, but I can tell you very clearly I see evidence of it by looking at this. People who are in the know that a move is about to happen or a move is in process of happening that benefits Africa. So everything tied to Africa is getting a big push, is getting big investment. It's getting those who are in the know going, oh man, I'm gonna get me some Dent, I'm gonna get me some Cardano, because Africa's gonna have it and they want to be positioned. So big money is flowing to anything that has ties with Africa right now. That would be Cardano, that would be Electronium, that would be Dent, that would be, pick some other ones. Anything that has direct ties to that nation or that continent right now, because the World Economic Forum has deemed it to be that they are going to come up and we are going to go down, is going to do well. And that's why you see Cardano doing well. That's why you see Dent doing well. That's why you see Electronium doing well. But here's the funny thing. I called this before it ever even moved. I showed you Electronium. I showed you, I'm not going to claim Dent because Dent got dropped in my lap, but I showed you where Dent was going to go, and I hit it right exactly to the point. Right exactly to the pixel, and it stopped and reversed and went down. So that was probably one of my greatest hits. So let's talk about that for just a second. A lot of you guys are blowing up my chats in Discord asking, is it time to buy back in on Dent? And we'll get to that here in just a second. Let me open up the Dent chart if I can find what I'm looking for here. There we go. Got too many things God, I'm suffering from TMI, too much information. I got 6 36-inch screens on my desktop here, and it's got more places to put stuff and more stuff to look at. I don't know what to look for here first, so hold on just a moment. All right, let's go ahead and get. So Dent is basically phone and telecom related, just to kind of keep it simple. All right, so a member came in and dropped this in my lap right here. Now, when this happened, to kind of go back and cover the greatest hits again, drop this in, and I looked at this massive run up that we had here. Let me go ahead and take all that out of there. I looked at this massive run up and I went, okay, well, does it make sense right now when I'm telling everybody, I'm playing Chicken Little with everything else, the sky is falling and everything's going to go hell, that this would get better than this? Absolutely not. So I put on my TA hat, I put on my common sense hat, I get out my gut reaction, and I look at things that have already happened. Now, the guys that caught this call, such as Flemish and a few other people that are in the chat here, I told you guys, I do not expect this thing to go this high. What I expect to have happen is I expect this to go up to a certain point, and I showed you something that looks somewhat akin to a slow thing like that. I actually took a purple highlighter and I actually said, listen, what's going to happen is this thing is just going to basically do this. That was my first gut reaction, what they call a gestalt. If anybody that understands remote viewing understands that gestalts are the first psychic impression, and I don't want to spin off into woo-woo stuff, but it's the first impression. It's that initial feeling. Your first impression is always the one you should pay the most attention to. So that's how I do this stuff. When I look at this charts, what do I think? That's the first thing I build off of that, and I'm generally never wrong. Because what ends up happening is I looked at this and I said, all right, well, we got this big run up. So what should or could happen? Well, it should go to about there. That's what my first impression was. Look where it went. Right there. And it rejected. Now, ISIS has redrawn the lines now because she's figuring out new probable highs and lows. But back when this thing stalled, it stopped literally right to the pixel, right on there, and reversed. And so here we are. Now this is a one-day chart, by the way. So this is done. It's done. We're not going to get a relaunch. We're not going to go higher. This is a one-day chart again. Like I said, I want to make sure you're not looking at a 15-day chart. Most of our charts we do on YouTube are 15-day. This is a one-day chart. So this represents an awful lot of movement. But broadly speaking, you can very clearly see what is going on if you understand the indicators. Bollinger Bands are spreading. Now, to kind of go back and always explain this for you newbies, anytime a Bollinger Band is this green bubbly thing here, anytime you get a big open like this right here and it compresses, that's probably not a good way to explain that. Let me go back here just a little bit. Yeah, okay. So anytime you get like a compression like this, and it comes out and it flares and goes wide, that means whatever trend up or down it's doing, it's going to magnify. So on the 1 day, which is different on the 15 and different on the 1 hour, et cetera, but on the 1A, we're coming out of a huge compression up, and there it was. It capped out. Capped out, tapped out, did whatever. Now it's starting to close. Closing means that the move, meaning the upward pressure, is done. Starting to recompress. And we're seeing this because the Snapdragon, which is these three lines here, green is starting to roll towards red and towards blue, which means the party's over and it's going to start going down. We've already got down. Yeah, but what about the green? No big deal. We get a little bit of green on the way down. We get a little bit of red on the way up. It just happens. We've had just green all the way up. But this too shall pass. So this thing is basically not got any more gas left in the tank. We are rolling out of a very strong green MACD. We are losing volume. I don't often refer to volume, but we are losing volume at an alarming rate. The Bollinger Bands are closing. We have not gone back together on the red and blue within the RSI. There's nothing about this that's bullish. Not a thing. So in the short term here, you guys that want to buy Dent, don't. Not financial advice, but don't. Because there's nothing here that indicates that you should be taking a position. And if you remember my broader narrative from our last broadcast that cut off on us here, go back and listen to it. I am not making a case that anything is going up that's going to hold ground. So don't take a position unless you're going to just do a scalp. And if you're going to scalp, this ain't the one to be doing it with. This is an ERC20 coin. You don't scalp ERC20 coins. There's no money to be made scalping these damn coins because the gas fees in and out, back and forth. You make a move, you just lose your ass. So scalp Doge, scalp any number of other things that you can that are easy to get in and out of. But if it's an ERC20 coin, do not take a position until you are ready to hold it, long term or medium term. Okay, rules of the game. Understand that, or you've already lost. All right. So, Telco, I have yet to really spend much time on this. This is one that Bear has brought to the table. Telcoin, there was a coin, and there was a call, came in nicely. So, just looking at this, not really making any kind of prediction. Yeah, I'm not going to call this a sleeper, but that is definitely a sleepy formation. She's just walking along. Something's going to happen with this thing. I don't see any particular indication right now that this thing is ready to light up just yet, but soon. Telco is one we're going to talk around, or Telcoin is going to be one we're going to be talking around about an awful lot more. A lot of buzz about internet computer. This goofy freaking thing. There's a lot of powers that beat it really like this thing. I'm not ready yet to start focusing on it, but I do want to put it on your radar. I think it's a little spendy right now. I'd like to see this come down before I don't like buying $70 coins because, again, getting back to one of my earlier narratives, if I buy myself let's just show you. If I buy myself a Reef, which costs, down there in the pennies, where the hell did I put my Reef at here? There we are. If I buy a Reef at 2 cents and it goes to 4 cents, I just got 100% return on my money. If I buy internet computer at $66, I got to go to 130 before I do the same thing. The likelihood that this will go to 130 faster than Reef will go to 2 cents is highly improbable. So this is never going to be a first line investment for me. Anything priced like this, however, this does have potential to be one of those that does not get shook out in the shakeout. That's about where my fascination with this coin starts and stops. Will I own some of it? I don't know that I necessarily will because you guys understand my mentality about owning everything. You just shouldn't do it. It's just not good practice to own 50, 60 coins because you can't, unless you can manage that portfolio, and I certainly got better things to do with the rest of my life than hover over 50 coins watching for, that's a lot of data. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of energy. You got to remember, this is a business. At least it is for me. Treat it like a business. If you've got too many SKUs, meaning if you got too many items on the shelf and you can't keep track of what's selling and what's your hot sellers, then you need to downsize your store, simply put. And so I try to maintain no more than 12. I consider it to be 8 to be about my max, really. Currently, 4. And, boy, you're missing a lot of opportunity. Yes, I am. But I wouldn't have caught them anyway because, again, it requires an insane amount. I've got over 100. I've got 100 coins and 500 charts that I watch. Ain't no way I'm going to catch that one breakout. So I got to pick the ones that Anubis shows is the highest, fastest horse in the stable. I put my bet on that pony and the one below it and the one below it and the one below it, and I'm done. That's it. As I was joking, Mr. Hooper in the store, he moves tomatoes to the end cap. He might put internet computer on the end cap, and this thing might light up. I can simply show you the probabilities and possibilities will happen, and that's about it. But would I want to own this thing long term? Probably not, because it will not outperform a Reef, and Reef is one of my major holdings, because Reef is going to kick ass and take many names. It's going to it's going to 3.36. Right now it's at 2 cents, going to $3.36. Internet computer is never going to pull those numbers. I'm telling you that much right now. All right. I'm very pragmatic when it comes to these things, so you guys probably never hear any YouTuber talk like this. I would rather I don't shill any coin. I mean, I know what I like, you know what you like, and if you like what I have to say, then that's it. Then buy accordingly. Now, Reef, when I first put Reef on the radar, I bought it at this price right now. Look at all the time we've been below my last buy-in on this thing. And when I bought this, I brought this to my group. I said, guys, I like this coin. I bought it, and within hours, this thing did 90% after I bought in on this. 90%. This thing went up. So sold it, repositioned, waiting for some more. This thing fought tooth and nail to get down to these lower. So now here we are. So broadly speaking, is this a good price right now? Well, compared to what I paid the first time, but I do expect it'll go down again. This is an ERC20 coin, full disclosure. So we don't trade in and out of this. Oh, it went up a quarter of a penny, sell it. Whoa, it went down a quarter of a penny, buy it. Bad idea. At scale, you probably can, but most of you guys are not at scale. What I mean by at scale is 5 figures or better. This is not a coin you churn, turn, or burn. You buy it, you keep it in your pocket. You look for the day when it finally blossoms, and then you unload it. And that is not what you do with this coin. You don't buy low, sell high, and wash, rinse, and repeat. You do that with Bancor. You do that with Doge. You do that with certainly do that with T-Fuel. This is not a flip coin. Never has been. Never should be. Now, what do I expect this to go down? Well, I can tell you just kind of broadly looking. This is doing a magnified version of what's going on with Ethereum. We can very clearly see what the narrative is. It's on its way down. So I have every bit of confidence we'll be down in this area here and probably lower in a crash scenario. So I'm not ready to get in on Reef. I'm not liquid. I'm not ready for it yet anyway. So it's all well and good that I can't get in on it because I wouldn't want to right now anyway. So 1 inch. We had our favorites about 4 or 5 months ago. We were talking and oh, I love this. I told you guys this thing was going to get crazy. I told you clear back here when this thing was under $1. I told you this was going to be a superstar. And how right I was. How right I was. You guys remember when this thing was down about 50, 60 cents and I was telling you it's going to come up? So we've gone up from about the time I really brought it to you. It's gone up 600%. From the time that I started telling you guys about this. This thing has got legs. This is like Usain Bolt, man. It is going to just absolutely rocket past all the other ones. Past Pancake, past, it's been a while since, let's look at Pancake here real quick. Pancake and Sushi, what the current prices are. Okay, 13 on that one, 21 on that one, and you're looking at the best of them at $3. Yeah, this thing's going to definitely go higher. Now, will it suffer a pullback? Meanwhile, yes. Should you buy it at that point in time? Not in my top collection, but if you guys want to buy this, I got no problem with that. On a pullback, I got no problem. Pullback being probably earlier predicted level here. There you go. I showed you guys where I expected this would come down to, and lo and behold, you guys that are new to the broadcast, this is not unusual for me to make bottom and call predictions like this. I mean, this is what the strength of this system is, unlike something you'll ever see anywhere else on YouTube. These lines that go up and down and side to side are part of our AI prediction robots called ISIS and our long-term prediction software called Anubis. And it's something that's unique to FibbyCharts.com. So if you guys want to get in on this and go, oh my God, I think I found something that actually works. I'm sick and tired of losing money. I'm sick and tired of making stupid bets based upon YouTubers that don't know shit. And so if you want something that you can actually look at and believe in the system, you found it. So, and again, obviously our group too. If you want to join our group, we have a very, very good group that's filled with people that take crypto seriously. We're not spamming. We're not arguing. We're not, taking sides. We're not, so definitely not shilling coins. If you're looking for a home amongst people that want to try to better their lives with crypto, you can definitely do that with us at the unfairadvantage.chat. Free to join. Please make sure you come in and say hi and check us out. So, all right. So anyway, back to 1 inch. So on a pullback, I'm going to say probably $2 is a pretty reasonable pullback right now. I don't want to make any down calls yet. I want to see what are my lead three again. Bitcoin, XRP, Doge. I want to see when those get into something where I would say, yep, the crash is in. I'm going to come in on live stream and walk through every single one of these coins probably in multiple broadcasts. So if you guys have any apprehension, oh my God, what happens if it crashes and Barron's not in? Oh, I'm going to be on. I'm going to be on. And I'm definitely going to be on with my platinums, with my gold group. General chat. So if you guys are in bronze and in silver, I highly recommend you step up to gold because you get chat and or at least platinum. I mean, if you guys are trading with more than 10,000, you really need to be into platinum because that's where your best options are. But you need to be into the full group, the full experience, and get into the chat because that's where I post these charts when I'm not in the rare times that I'm on YouTube. Every single day, all day long, until 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm posting updates on charts, giving my opinions on stuff, joining the chat, mixing it up with you guys. You don't get that at silver, you don't get that at bronze, and you don't get that with the special XRP and Doge packages. You only get that with gold, and you get more of it with platinum. So just want to make you guys aware of that. If you're not, if you're part of the subscription, if you're thinking about subscribing, memberships have it, or membership has its privileges, and that starts at gold. And we actually do videos like this for what we call VIP. So I don't always go public. Sometimes I do private stuff with more direct price calls and stuff like that. And I only do that in gold and platinum and diamond. So, all right. But back to this, wait for the pullback, but this one's going to be a smoker, guys. This is definitely one you want to be a part of because a lot of upside. Very little downside, a lot of upside. Now, Pancake can't decide whether it wants to be all the way up or all the way down. I'll tell you what, my first exposure to this came when it was just having a trend like this in the opposite direction. I picked the bottom, showed the bottom, and this thing lit up like 320% or something like that. And I believe it's a good swap site. Definitely a lot of people use it. But to me, it goes up and down so much. Would I want to own it? No, for that very reason, because it just cannot seem to establish price discovery and continue on a trend. So, great swing coin, though, if you catch the bottom. I mean, but these bottoms are so flippin' wild. I mean, man, when they go to the bottom, it takes a long time to get back up to the top. But how'd you like to be owning that right there? I just haven't honestly been spending that much time paying attention to it because it's kind of a non-issue right now. I've got all my eggs in the XRP basket and the XLM basket right now. So, yes, go back and listen to the last live stream. We got cut off on the last live stream, so I started the last live stream on XRP, so I'm not going to cover that again. However, I'm looking at something here real quick. I'll be damned. Okay, yeah, I'll cover that here in just a second. So let's take a look at Doge. Speaking of my main three, so Doge is walking out of a channel. I expect, obviously, as we're trending down here, is if we start to continue to go down, we'll be on top of this red box. Our first resistance is right about this red box, so we'll probably hit this and walk along. And depending upon if we will go further, we'll end up in the red. So I'm not Rich is not playing Doge anymore. Crypto Rich, if you guys are subscribers know who that is. I won't go through the story, but very, very, very successful Doge trader. He's worth $20 million based on buying nothing but Doge. He's not playing this anymore. Until this thing really gets to a very convincing price, meaning down in this green or lower, there's no reason to screw with this anymore. So I finally got him sobered up. He's not he's not doing that anymore. So speaking of flipping coins, let's take a look at this, because this is the longest run upward for Bancor I have ever seen. This is crazy. Would I still buy it? Well, I wouldn't buy it now because of the fact that we've had all this run. I mean, what goes up must come down. But I will tell you, there was the call on the bottom. I mean, my God, could you get any more accurate than that? But I would have expected actually a more pullback by this point in time. But we're due. A lot of these formations are just up like this. We got to come back to something, and that something, first line, is about $3.52. Very obvious to me. And that's a drop from where we're at here to here. It's dropping 15%. We can do that without even violating my 200 EMA rule. I don't like wandering away from the 200 EMA more than 15%. We can make that drop just like that, not even violate that. Now we can go lower, of course, but the point being is there's so many things that are in our favor for this to work out in a downward thing that I would not be surprised to see us go down that far. So So Bancor, I really don't want to be an owner of Bancor ever. I just like to just abuse this thing and beat the money out of it. and I've done that. I've done 550% returns on this thing over and over again. Just turn. I haven't done any Bancors for a long time, just because it's just been like this. It hasn't, but this thing is normally just volatile as hell. I'm not showing a very good example of it, but the volatility is just stupid with this thing. I mean, look at these swings are, what is that? 15% here, 20% there, 30%. You know, it happens over and over and over again. So love me some Bancor, but only when the prices are good. Right now we're below $5, and that's still enticing. But I would not jump on a train that's already this far down the tracks expecting it to go further. It's got to reverse. So for that point and that point alone, I'm just going to stay completely out of it. I'm just hunting and pecking around here and just grabbing a few things. So Zill is making a very convincing head and shoulders. Now, it doesn't mean we're going to see it, but that is a very convincing head and shoulders. Now, if we were to do a move based upon this, actually, there's a couple different things. Let me zero that out. What we're seeing is, we talked about this, and we've seen it play out. There it is, right there. It's playing out. So I would actually call that an M formation more than, see, sometimes you get a formation inside of a formation. So we talked about this. I actually did like a little free little lesson for you guys that are not members of the crypto class. If you guys want to do that, just join us at FibbyCharts.com in the subscription, and you can get in the Fibby Charts crypto class, where I teach all this stuff and how to look at our charts and how to actually find these formations and do this stuff for yourself. But this is an M formation, and M formation, as I told you, basically, to go back and recap on that, Trading View will play nice with me here. And I'm just using just general sketches here, so please don't crucify me in the chat. And so basically, this move, generally speaking, plays out. Ta-da! That's how crypto, or that's how TA should work. Should. An M formation, you pick up at the crutch, you drop it to the bottom of the M, and it plays out the rest of the way. And lo and behold, look at that. Look at that. Right on the AI line. So that's the way. I like it. So now what is happening here is, what's happening here is a potential head and shoulders. Potential. Now, again, we can go back and we can pick up that same thing, and we can say, all right, where does that put us? Down here. Now, do we see any reason or logic for that to play out? Yeah, we do. Right here. Right here. We have support and resistance right at that general. We started getting a lot of resistance here. So what I would probably, I'm sorry, I'm going to mess this up a little bit. Let me go back and roll back. Okay, so let me go and get a little narrower thing here, and I'll talk this out. Okay, now, here again is a classic example of 50% fake out, ready to hit you. Ready to hit you. So you've got right here the start of resistance comes right through the 50% mark right there. So what may very well happen is they may come down and just go do something else. So having said that, never say never. From the last broadcast, case in point, this is the TA. Look what happened. It went up 50% and it reversed and dumped. They do this on the macro scale. They did this on the micro scale. These bastards. So it went up 50% and it went down. This is the move that should have happened based upon an opening and closing move. Now, I'm not suggesting that this is necessarily over. So don't hate on me in the chat, because I mean this is what they do. They show you something, they take it away, and then they go the opposite direction, get you to commit on that, and then they give you back what they should have given you in the first go round. Now, this is still trending upwards. Okay, so I'm still convicted in my call that we'll be fine on this. Just not as straight one shot as it should be, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. They run it up halfway and then they take it back. So what's going on here, to kind of re-explain this to the guys that are new to our live stream here, is there's real money being made here for the exchanges, because basically people who look at this, they understand TA and they say, all right, listen, we're going to go up here. So they take a position right here. And so there's money that's been paid to the exchanges for that. Now they're long, they're short, or whatever. There's also that. But let's just assume it's just a straight standard generic buy-in. So they say, okay, I'm going to make myself 6.5% or whatever. I'm going to go ahead and take a position. So you've already given 3.5%. Let's just call it 3.5%. It's 3.5% to the exchanges right there. It goes up and it stalls and changes direction. Weak hands panic, they sell. They give away another 3.5% to the exchanges. Now, when that happens, they've already made 7% on you. Now, you have made a little bit of money, granted, but this works in reverse. So this thing goes down. Now you got people up here who are like, oh my God, it's going down. So I'm going to take a position. So those people are bringing in 3.5%. Now this thing goes down, and then it reverses again. So they whack these guys. So they just keep making money. So every time you see a reversal like this, understand that there's exchanges are making money at these points. They just are. These are money-making things for the exchanges. So the more reversals that we get, the more money you see the exchanges making. That's why these little micro moves like this are just huge. This is why bots work the way they work. So anyway, just scrub all this stuff back out. So let's look at the indicators and see what we can glean from this. Now I'm not suggesting that we're not going to see this, because we are still kind of broadly heading down here. We're going to hit the bottom of this channel at some point in time and possibly ping up. So just because we haven't gotten there yet does not necessarily mean that we won't. So hang on just a second. So we've got a broader move down here to the bottom of that. So that's played out. Now we have to be looking at it. Let me see if I can get this out of here. Hang on just a second. Sorry to use a highlighter. It's just easier for you guys that are on phones to see this. So our next trend up we're starting a micro trend in the upward motion. So yes, we are going down for a little while, but what is likely to happen is we're likely to kind of get something like that, and at that point in time we'll achieve that. So as long as we stay inside of this green channel, which I think we will, we'll be fine. So we will see that. So if you guys are in on this position, go, but I thought he said it was going to go up. Probably will. So until we bust out of this green channel, I have no worry that this thing will still play out. So still good, still in the game. Don't panic. Takes a very steady resolve to be able to look at this stuff, and this is why staring at the charts too much is not necessarily a good thing. It's how you get trade sickness. Trade sickness is when you feel like you got to be doing something all the time. Something's moving, so you got to buy something, so you got to sell something. It's a fast way to make a small fortune is to start with a large one. All right, so more to the point here, we've got a head and shoulders. Again, we're going to see that same thing, that fake out. We've got, I firmly believe that we'll probably see some sort of reversal right here. So this is not, in my mind, probably going to play out the way that it should. So, and we're going to see this probably over and over again. This formation is quite common to other cryptos. So, and somebody mentioned Digibyte. Let's go ahead and take a look at Digibyte. I haven't been beaten on Digibyte for a while. I got a call in from Anubis. Anubis is our long-term program. Time's coming not too long from now. I'll go ahead and leak this. 10 cents Digibyte's coming. Not as far off in the future as you think. And after 10 cents, that's going to be the launch pad. Digibyte's about to have its day in the sun. So now, but not yet. So right now we're going along. Now this is kind of an indicator of what's to come for all these other ones that are having this long run up. See, some of these cryptos move a little bit faster than others. So if you see this formation across, like we saw this on 1 inch, 1 inch is looking pretty healthy, but Digibyte's not. Digibyte's already showing what 1 inch is probably going to do. We're already moved down into this next extension down into the purple out of the blue. So from here, if we're using standard TA, which doesn't seem to be panning out too well for us lately, you've got, I see a couple things here. So we've got an opening move and a closing move that happened right there. So now we've got a new thing going on. So I would expect probably to come down here to about that point right there on Digibyte. Now, back to, I know I just got a bunch of people's attention when I just said 10-cent digibyte. I'm sure a few people just sat up in their chair. So when is that going to happen? Again, that window. I'm sorry I have to reference the last video. We got cut off in mid live stream. This was supposed to be a much longer live stream than it is. In the next 45 days, you're probably likely to see 10 cents and higher digibyte. When we get to October, digibyte's going to light up, as is everything else. So you guys that are holding digibyte, rock on, brothers and sisters. I used to have a lot of this shit, a lot of it, and I just got tired of looking at it. Got rid of it because, opportunity being what it is, I was looking at everybody else getting all their ice cream, and I wasn't getting any ice cream. So I got right. So I dumped that thing, and I went and got something else. And I'm happy that I did. So, but it's gone up since a little bit. I'm talking back in the 1 cent, 2 cent days. That was a long, hard slog of watching this thing just do a whole hell of a lot of nothing. It's very hard to hold a coin that long. For me, it's time value of money, and I just can't do it. So, if I'm not getting reasonable returns of my money within 30, 60 days, then I have clearly entered the wrong room, and I need to get the hell out. So that's why I exit. I did exit with a small profit, but nothing like what I would have made if I would have used that money elsewhere during that time. So anyway, should you dogpile into digibyte? Well, that's your call if you want to do that. When we get lower, I'm not suggesting we do it now, but where's the floor for this? Excuse me. Where's the floor for this? When we come down, it's very obvious where the floor is. It's this white line. You're looking at 0.36. 0.036 is a lot of statistical support and resistance. We're if we come down, we're going to come way down. But it's a hell of a down. That's a 42% drop, and it would be in a case where XRP is dropping down to 22 to 25 cents, and Bitcoin is the floor is falling out of Bitcoin, yada yada. Yeah, it's extremely possible to see digibyte down in that range. So would I be a buyer up here? No. Would it make sense in the long term to be a buyer up there? Probably. But again, we're not trying to hold for the long term. We're trying to make short-term money and then grow it from there. So not time to get on the digibyte train yet, just yet. Qtum. Yeah, we got to talk about Qtum. So Qtum is one I brought recently to the Platinum group. This thing, I told you guys to be interested on or around here, and it's just been a nonstop. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is a sleeper. Sleepers. When I seen this thing, I said something's gonna happen, and I told you guys you should be paying attention to it right here. And lo and behold, off she went. And is it over with? Well, here's a resistance call I made. Ping. Hit it. Exactly. So when I make these calls, guys, wake up and listen when I talk. I'm not letting air escape from my head for recreational sport. I'm actually saying something you need to be listening to. When I say pay attention, I mean pay attention. So this thing is going to go far higher than where it is right now. So now you done missed the train down here at the bottom. You didn't get in. Boo-hoo. What's going to happen? Where's this thing going to go? Well, when we get the great pullback, it's highly likely it's going to come down to probably about here and conceivably even lower. So you have, I'll take a look at Matic. Yes, I will definitely. So very reasonable to believe that we're going to see this. Very potentially believable we'll see that. You might get lucky and be able to buy in on this green box. I'll go ahead and so this is a Coinbase coin, by the way, for you guys that are kind of wanting to know, probably asking the obvious question, where do I get it? You get it on Coinbase, which makes it even better. This is a 49% drop. I do not think we're going to see a 49% drop for this. This thing's got just too much good going for it. So you're down here, you're looking at 38%. Down here, you're looking at 22%. Somewhere in this window right here is probably the last hope you're going to get of getting a good buy on Quant right there. That's my gut feeling. That's as good as I think it's going to get. So if you guys want to enter oh shit, I missed it the first time, but he says it's going to be good, and I think he's right, blah, blah, blah. You might want to be in here between $150 and 115 and 150, right in that range. Not for me to say what, but I'm telling you that I firmly believe with 85% odds or greater, this is where we're going to go in a crash scenario, is into this box. From the upside, I'm not going to give that away for free. If you want to, when I say free, I don't mean you have to pay me. I want you to join us at the unfairadvantage.chat. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to pay me for that information, but you do for me, I'll do for you. Come join the chat. I have a lot more to show you. So we'll talk about that in the chat. But as far as like the future prices of this thing go, you ain't seen nothing yet out of this. Not a thing. A lot of other people are talking about this. The Bearable Bull, who like him or love him, or like him or hate him. I'll tell you about the Bearable Bull. I like him. I like his information, but he puts me to sleep. Something about the way he delivers, when he talks, I don't understand. The guy might have Asperger's. I don't know. I'm not casting any dispersions, but his delivery is strange to say the least. But the information that he puts out is correct, and he is absolutely a maxi on Quant, and I am too. Quant is going to be part of the new financial system that we're going to be seeing. So we're going to be discussing that coming up shortly on the next crypto roundtable that we're going to be doing here, hopefully very, very, very soon, as I'm able to part and turn my attention towards talking to you guys for about 3-4 hours on a lecture. And we're going to cover that and so much more. So Quant is something that I definitely want you guys to be paying attention to. So anyway, and Matic is too. Matic is in that same group, so it's good that you brought up Matic. So let's take a look at Matic. And so is Loopring, by the way. Red Bear and I covered that in one of our past crypto chats. So Matic, there we go. All right, so we're getting a nice pullback on this right now. Now, again, if we want to just look at this from a TA standpoint, all the indicators are very clearly there, but I'm not a believer in it because this is where we should have gone, but you can already see we're not going there. So does that mean we go here? This velocity must play out. The reason I say that is because there it is right there. This velocity must play out. We're either going to go down here, which we clearly didn't, or we're going to go up here. So you go from pit to a point, that's going to put you right here. So would I believe that? Yeah, I probably would, because take a look at this. If I swing that down, isn't that interesting? Smack. Now, I did nothing other than just move that down. Perfect fit. Now, that's very, very possible that that'll happen. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that just right. Actually, I'm going to open that up just a little bit more. Make that just right there. There. That's a little bit bigger than I like to make channels most of the time, but it works. So this is a possibility of where we're headed with this. So Matic is trending upwards. We've had our opening and our closing move. We're rejecting off the bottom of this. So I think in the short term, you're looking at potentially, not in one fell swoop, but potentially you're looking at about a 20% rise if we stay inside of this channel. 20% is a big number considering what we've been seeing or haven't been seeing lately. I'd be more inclined to kind of probably expect 10% being a half move. Now, Populous is another one that I'm watching. There we go. I'm teasing you guys. Now, I'm going to come back on live stream and I'm going to say it. I told you so. I told you so. This is a sleeper, guys. Sleepers wake up running. This thing is going to wake up and it's going to rock it. And I'm going to come back on live stream saying, I told you guys and you didn't listen to me. And this thing soon. I can't tell you exactly when, but I have a spooky track record for being within hours of a prediction. And I've been saying this for probably about 2 days, or actually about 1 day. Any minute now, this thing could light up. And when it goes, God only knows. But I can tell you it's possible. I can give you some rough ideas where I expect it would go. It'll hit one of these dual AI lines, undeniably. Your first one is 38%. Your second one, 66%. Within that range, very possible. But if this thing really goes batshit crazy, it could go all the way up here to 92%. That's a tall order. I would be willing to believe probably 60%, somewhere in this range here. So having said that, I'll go ahead and move this out of the way. So play of the day, degenerate gambler play of the day is probably this right here. Probably Populous. So be paying attention, guys. Now, if you bought this and it didn't happen, did you get hurt? Not at $2.54. No, no, no. This thing's got use case. It's going to do just fine in the future. All right. So let's take a look at VeChain and get on out of here. So I'm not going to do the whole thing. I just wanted to kind of, because we are going to be doing another live stream tonight with XRP Patty, and we're going to talk a lot more in depth about that because that's where all eyes should be, is on XRP. And all right, so VeChain, this one. See, there's classical TA working out 50% of what it should be and reversing. So that's why I made that orange. So I knew that was going to happen when I did it. That's why I made it orange. So here is a head and shoulders that played out beautifully. Dropped right where it should. This is my call. And that's where it played out exactly like it should. So stayed inside the channel. So what's going on with VeChain? It's going to go up. Now, I just showed you a channel play on that other coin. This is exactly the same move. I have very, very good gut feeling that this is about to go up. So should you be buying VeChain at 11.9 cents? I don't consider this a swing coin because it's not as easy to get into and out of as a lot of us. Definitely not an ERC20 coin. But there is money to be made here. If you have an exchange that'll let you get in, get out, you have a channel with historical swings of 25% plus. 25. Let me put this in terms. If you got $1, that's a quarter for $1 investment. Damn good. Damn good. For a swing. In a matter of, let's just take a look at this recent run here. Did that in a matter of, we'll call it three and a half days. 25% return on your money in 3.5 days. Not fabulous. I've done better. I've done better all the time. But in this uncertain market, you got to do something with your money. Not bad. If you get hung with it for 12 cents and this takes a dive, not getting hurt. This thing will do just fine. I've got a $7 prediction on this thing, so she'll come around. She'll be fine. So when I say no lose proposition, what I mean is understanding what I'm talking about by that. If you buy this with the intention of making 25% and it goes down, not up, hang on to it. It will turn around and come back. So in that regard, no lose proposition on this. This is not going away anytime soon. So there you go. There's one you could probably jump in on. All right. But make sure you watch the indicators. You know that this thing is trending up. If you guys are subscribed to the charts, you have everything you need to know right here. You don't need to wait for me to give you the go-ahead. I've shown you multiple times how to read these charts, and so all you got to do is do it. So watch your indicators being green, being red over green over red means up, red over green means down. So if this thing is trending up, watch your alligator, watch your Bollinger Bands. If this thing looks good, pull the trigger and do it. Simple as that. All right, guys. So thank you very much for joining me. Again, we'll be back in about, let's say 7 hours from now, 7.5 hours from now with XRP Patty. We'll talk a little bit more about this and so much more. So until then, I will see you in the live chat. My name is Red Baron from FibbyCharts.com and from the UnfairAdvantage.chat. Until next time, be safe, be good, and be good at it. Peace and hair grease, baby.